All right, we are now recording. I'm Captain, your DM, and I'm here for the newest session of the Chronicles of Dolores. I'm testing out a new mic for this one, so hopefully my mic quality sounds good. If it sounds awful for those in the chat, please don't be shy to say so. Now, with all that being said, we need to talk about a couple of little things before we get into the real session. Unfortunately, we have a player who has decided to leave the campaign. That player is known as Kat. Now, we give her nothing but our best wishes and our best prayers. She has decided to leave the campaign for her own personal reasons. Now, with that being said, we wish her the best, and we will always hold her in our hearts as players and as her friends. Now, hopefully, she'll come back. I'm going to be leaving an opening for her to come back, and that's entirely up to her. But even if she doesn't, we still hold her in our best wishes as always. If you're listening, Kat, it was an honor DMing for you, and I hope that you always get fun out of this game as much as you can. With that being said, we're doing a couple of retcons. A couple of retcons, a couple of announcements, lots of new, and I am excited to talk to you about it. So first off, retcon, last session ended very chaotically. It was about bats coming out of little holes in the ceiling and going around trying to kill people and shit. We're gonna retcon that. I can't say what I plan to do, but we're gonna go back in time to right about after the bat thing that attacked Alice and Asher ran away. And we're also going to retcon Iris ever getting kidnapped. So Iris never got kidnapped. She was never kidnapped. So since Iris never got kidnapped... one second. So Iris never got kidnapped, and because of the fact that she never got kidnapped, we will be redoing the conversation between Gwen and Iris. They're going to have their conversation where it's not going to just be, me playing Iris, as I didn't want to do. With that being said, everything else basically happened. Percy woke up and tied Sybil up into the doctor's room and left her in there. We're going to keep the whole cat and book thing going on. And so in terms of Cat, what I'll do is basically, so to kind of explain what happens to Cat, her character decides to leave the base. So she sneaks off through the nest and she leaves the book behind. So the magical book left behind by the Guardian, she leaves it there as she leaves the base and she sneaks away. However, as she sneaks away, she's suddenly teleported away by the God of Balance. The God of Balance teleports Cat away for some unknown reason, which explains why the mark isn't affecting you guys at the fact that Cat is disappearing like this. It's because she's in the Celestial Realm. The Celestial Realm is different than the Mortal Realm. And so with that being said, Cat is now gone. And with Cat gone, the other players all continue to be in a situation. Percy right now, she is sleeping inside of the living quarters. Nizora is currently sleeping inside of the meeting room. She was there to watch over Gwen. However, Gwen, but like I said, this is a retcon, so if you don't like what I'm saying, please, players, let me know. But Nizora would be sleeping in the meeting room because Gwen was there, but then Gwen snuck out to go talk to Iris. So that's what's happening right now. Gwen is talking to Iris right now in the middle of the night. But don't worry, you all still have long rests. I'm giving you all long rests. So with that said, Gwen is talking to Iris. Alice is stuck inside of this vault entrance room with Asher. The kids are all sleeping in the washing room. Sybil's tied up in the doctor's room. And the star monster, Raven, and Zilvern are all inside of the meeting room as well. Last thing I want to say real quick, and then we're going to be going into session officially. I do intend to get another player or two to be joining the campaign, but that'll be in the future. But that will be incoming. I also have to update art and stuff like that. A lot of changes coming, but all good changes. All good changes. We are very excited to keep moving forward with this campaign. We got a lot planned. And as always, I thank you guys so much for listening and so much for watching. And my thanks most highest go to the players. They have stuck around for so long now, and it means so much to me. Let's keep having fun and keep making a story. With that being said, no more sentimental stuff. Let's get into the session. We're going to be doing a roll call and a hype check. Alice, are you there and are you hype? Alice.
Hell yeah!
All right, very well said. Thank you. Gwendolyn, are you ready and are you hyped?
I'm ready and I'm hyped.
Yeah, all right. Iris, are you ready and are you hyped?
Yes, I am.
Special shout out to Iris. She's gone through a week of hell with a new job, but she's here anyway, and I hope that you have the energy to give us your best. Nizor, are you here and are you hyped?
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right, I love it. I love it. And Percy, are you here and are you hyped?
Yeah!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love the energy. I love the energy. So with that being said,
Captain, are you here and hype?
I am here and I am hyped and I am ready to make all of you suffer under the fear of the world. I don't know why I started talking like that, but anyway.
Do you guys think that was good enough, guys? What's the consensus? Is that good enough?
No.
I know, you should have used your chest a little more.
Yeah, okay, a little more. Do it again.
No.
You pick on me, I'm picking on you.
All right. So with all that being said, let's start things off between Iris and Gwen. So Iris, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So Gwen, you walk through the base, and as you walk through the base, you kind of move through the steps, and as you move through the steps, you see Iris kind of just... Iris, would you be sitting or standing at the door?
There was, I think, some seats there
Yes.
that, I would have sat down, and I think when we did the text RP, she was kind of like dozing off a little bit.
Yes. Okay. So Gwen, you walk up and you see that Iris is asleep right now. So Iris is sleeping, sitting in a chair in front of the entrance to the base. What do you do, Gwen?
If I see her sleeping, I would... There's an open chair near her, right? Like, I don't have to move it closer?
Mhm.
'Cause...
Yes, there's open
Yeah.
chairs. Yes.
So Gwen would kind of, like, walk over and sit in the chair and just kind of, like, stare at Iris.
Oh,
Iris, roll roll a perception. Well, actually, Gwen, roll a stealth check. And Iris, what's your passive perception? I could find out for you if you can't find out yourself.
I'm just trying to zoom in.
No worries.
18.
Ooh.
15.
Ooh.
So Gwen, you remain to stay silent. You just stare upon Iris as she's sleeping. You see Iris, it's so clear that she has never in her life not had a good night of sleep, as she just she's very peaceful, not too deep in thought, as she's enjoying the sleep after an exhausting day. However, Iris, roll a wisdom save. What'd you roll?
14. Did it go through?
Yes. So of a 14, you are able to keep your lips shut mostly, but two names come out of your mouth while you're sleeping. The first one is Xavier, and then the second word that comes out of your mouth is is Elliot. So you say Xavier and Elliot, and you remain asleep. So Gwen, you hear those two names, and what do you do now, Gwen? Are you gonna watch her sleep the whole night?
I think Gwen would... God. I don't think she would want to have to wake her up, but So she would kind of stare for like a good 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
And I'd like to know your face up before I do something.
I can roll again. It'd be kind of funny if she was just like wakes up to you doing that.
Okay, roll again. Go ahead.
Stealth?
Yes, roll stealth.
Okay. I have my setting turned off on Google, so I'm watching it very slowly. A 12.
So with a 12, as you're doing this, Iris, you just kind of like your whole body just kind of jolts, like the electricity jolt as you just jolt in the in your chair, and you see Gwen just kind of staring at you.
Oh god. Shoot. What? Like, how do you react to that? With like, she would definitely like jump and maybe stand and kind of yell at her and be like, "What? What are you doing?"
Gwen would like lift her finger, like why is she yelling? And look up and say, I didn't want to wake you, but now that you're awake, do you want to talk?
You didn't want to wake me, but you did. You just did by staring at me somehow.
Oh, was I in your mind? What?
Oh. I don't want to talk about that. Sorry, what did you ask me again? I'm a little not awake yet.
Oh, and she like pats the seat that Iris was sitting in, like, hey, you should sit. And Gwen kind of bows her head a little. I wanted to apologize for the mirror.
Oh. I mean, I would say it's fine. It's not really fine, but it happened, and you're a pretty sensitive girl, so just forget about it.
She still has like her body turned down in like a bow, and she looks at your ring for a moment, and she says, she also has my important person. Was the man Elliot or Xavier?
How do you know those names? I don't really want to talk about it anyway with you.
Oh. And she'll look up. So, what are you doing here? I've never seen a Genasi in the abyss.
It's complicated. Royal business. Can't really get into it.
Oh.
Just to sorry to interrupt you, just real quick, just to give a reminder to anyone who's listening, as well as Iris. Iris's mission was to find Gwen and capture her, bring her back to the Empire. And in order to do that, you would be able to become Empress. You'd become the ruler of the Carven Empire, and you would end this small rebellion formed by the Wonder family. However, Gwendolyn doesn't know this. Go ahead and continue.
Royal business. So, you're royal in the Carven Empire?
I thought I went over that before. Pretty sure I introduced myself as the princess, yes.
It didn't connect that you were part of the Empire, but I suppose I've never seen a Genasi anywhere else. So, do you like the Empire?
Well, of course. Uh, it is the best place on Earth.
I don't know about that.
Oh, you have
I
your
visited
own?
some hot springs. There aren't any in the Carven Empire. Well, not that I saw.
So that's your judgment of a place, is whether there's hot springs?
The people were nicer other places.
Well, I mean, I think it's a pretty good place. I don't know if you've been. I mean, other than to find hot springs.
Oh, well, I used to live there, but I don't ever want to go back.
Mm.
Well,
Sorry.
no, you can go.
I was just checking if you could hear me still.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Oh, you couldn't hear me yet for a
I
second?
didn't hear the response, yeah.
Oh, shoot. I said, why?
Oh, I mean, my parents brought me here, and this place, this is a bad place. I don't really want to see my parents. Besides, like I said, the people weren't very nice to me.
Well, that's how life goes. Not everyone's nice to you. I'm sure your family's not so bad.
Did your parents leave you here?
Like I said, royal business, complicated.
Okay. Well, I can tell you're not a night person, and I'm glad you woke up so that I could apologize. But I'm tired.
Well, maybe next time don't just wait for them to wake up and hope it happens. Just wake them up. From someone that just got watched while sleeping.
Yeah, and you talk in your sleep. Careful, you might lose your secrets. And she's gonna skip away.
So as you like as you begin to walk away, you both hear something. You both hear something that's not natural. Hear it sounds like something's eating not far from you. You hear the what appears to be the sound of flesh tearing as you hear something munching. You hear that sound, and you hear it. I'll mark where you hear it on the map. You hear it in this corner right here. And there's like a small little hole at the top of this corner of the ceiling. And it's like a pitch black. You can't see through it. I'm marking it with purple X. You hear that sound. Both of you hear this. What do you do?
Is that your stomach?
Why would you assume that? No, it's not.
Oh.
And I would go over and look in the corner.
So Iris, you begin to walk over to where you're hearing this unnatural sound. Gwen, what are you doing? Are you following, or are you just going to
I would
stand
follow a couple steps behind, but I would let her go in first if she's offering.
So as you're like following a few steps behind, you hear this, whatever is making this sound, it stops eating and it makes a different kind of sound. You hear that sound, and as you get real close to it, Iris, and you look up, Roll perception check.
I got an 18.
With an 18, you look into the hole and you see a pair of red dots, and they look right into your eyes. And for half a second, the little red dots disappear, and you hear... Suddenly you hear as the creature reaches forward. Roll a dex save.
Oh my god. No.
What'd you roll?
Did you hear? Oh, I said 10.
So if a 10, you fail. I'm posting keynotes what the creature looks like. This creature, this bat-like creature, it suddenly reaches its arms forward. Its body appears to be multicolored between blue and red. Its ears wide and long. It has 2 arms with 5-finger hands with long nails attached to them. Meanwhile, its wings also are on its upper back, and you see what appears to be red spikes splintering at the edge of the wings. And this creature, it grabs you by your wrist, and as it grabs you, it says, "You caused this," as he suddenly bites right into Iris's neck. I'm gonna roll damage.
My god. I caused what?
You take 12 damage, Iris, as you suddenly feel warm blood trickle down your neck as these teeth impale themselves right into your neck. And as it bites you, Gwen, you get an action. What do you want to do?
Yeah. I am going to Eldritch Blast. Do I just get one free action, no bonus action?
One free action.
Yep. So I can do 2 Eldritch Blast.
All right. Roll
oh fuck. And that one. And the dirty 20.
So the first one, here's what happens. Gwen, she is suddenly panicking as she sees this creature bite right into Iris's neck. Blood is gushing down, and Gwen hasn't been herself lately. She's usually a skilled and professional mercenary, but ever since she's come to this place, she's been acting more like a child, broken and defeated. But however, in this moment, she's scared for Iris's life. She's scared for her own life, and this fear, it makes her clumsy as she fires off the first Eldritch Blast, and it blasts right into Iris's back. Roll damage.
13.
Roll sound effect. Oopsie.
13?
Yes, you take 13 damage.
You did worse than the monster.
So Gwen, she fires off 2 of these blasts. The second one hits. Roll damage for the creature.
14.
Iris, make sure to update your token according to the
I'm
damage
doing
token.
it.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Also, just to remind you, in case you haven't done it already, all the players got a level up. So you are level 7. You're level 7 now, or is level 6?
Oh, okay. I'll do that when I'm not actively RPing.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. It's level 7, right, guys?
It's 7.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Just
we're
making
7
sure.
now.
Perfect, just making sure. Okay, so Iris, you get blasted in the back by the Eldritch Blast. As Iris, you suddenly fall because of everything going on. I'm going to say that you get knocked prone. So Iris, you're knocked prone on your belly, on the ground, as you feel a blast on your back and blood trickling down your neck. Meanwhile, Gwen, you fire off a blast right at the bat creature. How much damage was it again? Remind me?
14.
So you deal 14 damage as the creature, it suddenly growls at you and it scowls and it looks at you as it says, "You're the one I'll take." As he suddenly crawls back into the hole, running away from you, but he takes the damage.
What is that supposed to mean?
And as he leaves into the hole, he throws something out of it on the ground in front of you. And you recognize right away what it is. It's a small child. It's Foster. He's on the ground and he's dead. His body mauled and mutilated. It lays on the ground next to Iris. Half his face has been eaten off already.
Oh.
And Foster, the clone of Cat, is now dead.
Iris?
Am I on the ground next to that dead body?
Yes, you are.
Oh god. If I notice it fall and I look at it, she would probably like turn away from it as fast as possible and like kind of freak out, like hyperventilate a little bit. And then try to grab for Gwen, like, please help me up, help me up, help me up.
Yeah, Gwen would help her up, and yeah.
So Gwen, she reaches forward and she helps pick Iris up. Iris, some of the blood has dripped off your neck and has stained your dress. However, you don't care about that right now, as you hold on to Gwen's hand desperately, and she pulls you away from the dead child on the ground. The creature, you continue to hear it moving throughout the cracks in the wall, and you hear one final sound before all the sounds disappear entirely. A haunting sound, one I doubt you'd ever forget. And just like that, you don't hear him anymore.
Well, speak for yourself. She definitely does care about her stained dress.
Okay, I respect that.
She cares a lot.
Disregard what I said, everyone. Iris cares about her dress very much.
But she is also like, she just saw this like eaten child. Oh my god, she's so like hurt from that. She feels so sad, and she doesn't want to show to Gwen too much, but like that, I guess what she would assume is like weakness. But she is definitely freaking out, and so instead kind of draw the attention to her dress, holding it like where it's stained, looking at it like, oh, this is just, I had this imported from where's the place on the map that I could have something imported. Yes, I had this imported from Westvaughn. It's ruined. I'm gonna have to find something else to wear.
Wow.
Very well done. Real quick, for those that are listening, Iris probably sounds different to you. The reason why is because she's not at her home right now, so she's not able to use her computer. But that's okay. We can still understand her pretty clearly. But the mic quality isn't as good. Mic quality's not as good, unfortunately. But that's okay.
Sorry.
No worries. No worries at all. Go ahead and continue.
So Gwen would be looking at the dress and letting go of Iris and looking in her eyes and nodding, and she'd say, well, for the sake of your dress, I can take him, and you can find something else to wear. Not my first time seeing a dead child.
Did she say that out loud? That she is not the first time? Oh, that's surprising. And before like leaving, because you want to leave and yes, find something to wear, but also just like have a moment to freak out on our own. She would kind of pat Gwen on the shoulder, like, not say I'm sorry, but that is her way of saying I'm sorry. And then she would leave.
And Gwen would pick up the boy, who she hasn't. I'm not sure she ever saw or met him at this point, but she would pick him up, and I'm trying to think where she would bring him.
So we're gonna pause.
Probably. Okay.
So we're gonna pause there as we now move on to another player. Percy, are you ready?
No! Not again! If I have to make another wisdom save, I'm gonna crash out.
I hate to break it to you, but what you're about to experience might be what you're about to experience might be worse than a wisdom save.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
Just rip off the band-aid, please.
Let me get the right. Gotta put the right music for the rest of this session right here. I'm putting a new playlist. Here we go.
Oh no. Now we're cooked. I'm cooked.
Here we go. So Percy, there you are. You're laying down in a cot. You're sleeping and you're thinking about how you're stuck here, but you're trying to make the best out of it. You've become an apprentice to this woman. You've told her that you want to learn how to control your powers. That you want to be more than just a woman with a gun, a woman with a dagger. And so because of that, you suddenly feel a hand reach around and grab your mouth. Your eyes open wide awake and you hear a whisper and it says, "Don't move. Breathe." Roll a perception check.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna crash out. Like, dead ass. I know. That's a 7.
So with a 7, you're not able to really see anything as she keeps her hand around your mouth, and you see that out of the corner of your eye, the woman that's holding you is Zorla. She crouches next to you, the two of you both in the middle of each other on the ground right now. And as the two of you are on the ground, Zorla, she says, "Remember, breathe carefully." And you suddenly watch as what appears to be some kind of bubble wraps around. You hear water begin to wrap around you, and suddenly a water bubble wraps around you. You can see through the bubble, and somehow you can still breathe, but you feel the water between your fingers. You feel the water going through your hair as you look through the bubble, and you see what appears to be some kind of purple smoke filling the room. Smoke that's filling the room slowly but surely. I'm gonna roll a con save for everybody in the room except for you two.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh. Fail, fail, pass. Fail, fail. Yeah. Only 2 passed. So the only 2 people who passed is Talnow and Revan. So Revan and Talnow, they both passed. However, the others, they are all now paralyzed as their eyes open wide awake and they begin screaming. One, Emma, she screams, she says, "My skin, why does my skin burn? Why does it burn?" Talnow and Revan both get up immediately as Talnow, he grabs his longsword and Revan grabs his battle axe, the two of them standing up. And as they stand up, you suddenly hear a creature come out from the crack in the hole in the wall. You hear a familiar sound. You You hear that sound as suddenly the bat, the creature that is at least 8 feet tall, manages to slip through the crack in the wall somehow. It seems to be able to change its size as it comes out of the hole and it appears in the middle of the room. Revan and Tall now both get their weapons out ready, and they look towards Percy and Zorla. And Revan, he yells and he says, "You two, get out of the bubble and help us!" Zorla smiles. "I'm afraid that we are unable to help you, dear. We're stuck in the bubble that creature created around us," she says as she winks at Percy. She
is my mouth still covered, or like
she
what
removes
the fuck is happening?
she removes the hand from your mouth now.
Cool. And like I can breathe, right? Like I'm not
Somehow
drowning.
you can breathe.
Okay, cool. She's gonna look to Zorla and be like, "What the fuck is happening?" And she's gonna like whisper that, like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
She'll look at you and she'll say, "I'm saving our lives, dear. That creature is a powerful one. The strongest monster I've seen in this place."
So shouldn't we, like, I don't know, fight it?
I think we should just let him fill his appetite. I imagine he'll be satisfied after a few bodies. Zorla says heartlessly towards you. She clearly doesn't care if everyone in this room dies. As Talnau and Revan, they both get their weapons out and are ready to fight. Now, they both move in at the same time. As they do, the creature, it shoots more smoke into the room, blinding Revan and Talnau as they begin swinging aimlessly. The creature suddenly moves in and tackles Talnau into the wall. It wraps his left hand around his neck. However, Talnau, he manages to swing his sword and stab the creature in the leg. I'm gonna roll damage. So Tana actually gets a really good hit in. He manages to get 19 damage as you hear him stab the creature right in the leg. And as he stabs it, as he stabs the creature in the leg, you suddenly realize that Revan is attacking from behind. He swings with the battle axe and he hits. 18. So between 19 and 18, these two boys, they managed to deal 37 damage. The creature is bleeding as it howls in anger. Revan and Tana are both coming at it from different angles. However, the creature, it suddenly stops screaming and it speaks once again. And as it speaks, you hear words that haunt you. It says in a completely normal tone, "Hellish rebuke." And suddenly you watch as Revan and Tanau both are lit up into flames. I'm gonna roll damage.
What the fuck?
It deals 23. You watch as Talnau and Revan both suddenly get engulfed in flames. And as they're engulfed in flames, they both fall to the ground. Between the toxins and the fire, they both become paralyzed as well. And they're badly injured as the creature begins licking its teeth. Zorla nods towards you. "You see what I mean? We wouldn't have made a difference against that creature."
Okay, well, you're the one that says that you're all powerful and that I'm powerful or something. So, it sounds to me like you're just a little bit scared. And then, oh, I don't. So I'm gonna use my new thing that I can do now, and I'm gonna cast Shatter on the fucking bat creature, or I'm gonna try to through the bubble. I don't know if it's possible. Maybe.
There we go. So you try to move through the bubble?
Can I cast stuff through the bubble?
Ah, that's your question. My apologies. So
Yeah. No, it's okay.
So you can try. What do you try casting?
Shatter.
All right. So you try to cast Shatter, but as you do, Zorla, she looks at you with a stern face. "You want me to be your teacher, correct?"
You know what? After this, I'm kind of rethinking it, Because what the fuck is going on? This is supposed to be a safe place, and these people actually kind of like us, and we don't really get a lot of that in this abyss. So, I don't know now. I don't know if I do want you as my teacher.
I'm going to be the only reason you go strong. Or do you want to become a victim again, the way that Asher made you a victim? Do you really want to just be some pirate girl? Or do you want to hold true power between your fingers?
I mean, I was told that the powers I have came from my blood. Not from you. Not from anyone. Not from a god. Not from a patron. From myself.
You're right.
So if this is the kind of teachings that you're trying to teach me, then I don't think I need them as much anymore.
You're absolutely right. Your blood has more power in it than you realize. You really think it's just a coincidence that you were able to tame a man chosen by the god of rage? Your blood carries more importance than you could ever know, Percy. But that blood will mean nothing if it's sucked by that creature across from us. That creature could kill everyone here if it wanted to. If you attack it, you will provoke it. I won't get in your way. If you really need to clear your conscience, then by all means risk your life. But I'm telling you, if you want true power, then deaths like them will be nothing more than necessary sacrifices.
Sacrifices for what? You're satiating its hunger now. It's just gonna come back later. That's the thing with hunger, it doesn't go away. It ebbs and it flows.
I can tell just by looking at you, dear. You and your friends, you're the prophecy of the stars.
What the fuck does that mean?
As you're like having this debate, the creature snarls, "Rrr!" and you watch as it moves towards Belava, and its teeth are, its mouth is wide open as it hovers it right around her neck. It's right about to smash Belava's neck and like right through as he's gonna bite into her. What do you do, Percy? Do you try to stop her?
Fuck! 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 Oh fuck! Okay, she's fuck. She's gonna glare at Lava, and then, or not Lava, what's her name? Zorla. And she'll be like, this isn't about me having a conscience, it's about me proving that I don't need to hide to stay alive! And then she's gonna cast Shatter on the guy.
Alright.
The bat guy.
Power to you, Percy. I'm gonna give you a token of inspiration. That was very brave.
I'm so fucked.
So you all hear Shatter go off, and go ahead and is there a save? Remind me.
Yes. Sorry, I was in my notes. A save of 13. Well, that's not very long.
All right. With 3, he fails.
Ah! Let's fucking go. And that's gonna be 10 damage. That's a lot, but
That's better than nothing. So you deal 10 damage.
yeah.
Remind me, is there another effect to Shatter? I forget.
That's a good question.
Let me double check.
3 damage. Failed half. Construct has. Oh well, it's not a construct. No, that's just it. It just takes thunder damage.
All
And
right.
then, if there's a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried, it also
wait
takes
a second.
damage.
Wait a second. Thank you very much. So because it's thunder damage, I'm very glad you said that, because his weakness is thunder damage. Suddenly, his ears begin to bleed as you deal double damage, and you deal 20 damage as the creature suddenly snarls. It lets go of Blava's neck as it suddenly shakes a little bit. Not only do you deal double damage, but the creature's actually knocked prone because it falls to its knees, its hands wrapped around its ears in pain as the sounds reverberate throughout its body. It growls in pain as the bubble shatters. The water bubble around you disappears as Zorla looks at you with anger. You've endangered our lives, my foolish pupil. as she kind of, like, you see her take a step back, and she uses an action. She says to you, she says, if you survive this, then I'll come back for you. As you watch Zorla disappear, she uses Dimension Door and disappears out of the room.
Don't call me that again. Don't even bother coming back. And she doesn't even care if she's already gone. Like, she just says it anyway. And as a bonus action, I think, am I allowed to do a bonus action?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast a rageful nimbus, which I choose a creature within range, and there's like a little cloud that appears above the target or follows them for a duration. And if the target, aka me, because that's who I'm gonna put it on, takes damage from a hostile creature I can see, I can use a reaction to make a ranged spell attack.
All right, go ahead.
So it's basically like a precaution. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that just in case.
Go ahead. Very good.
So yeah, that's there now.
By the
In
way,
case he hits me.
Iris and Gwen, roll a perception check. Iris, what'd you roll? So Gwen, she doesn't hear anything at all. However, Iris, your ears are sharp as you hear what appears to be a shaking sound from the shatter spell, and you hear it in the living quarters room as you're walking with Gwen. Do you say or do anything about it?
Yeah, I would look at Gwen and say, "Did you hear that?"
No.
It did not sound good. Maybe we should go check. And she's kind of feeling a little hesitant because she just checked on another suspicious sound and got very hurt.
Maybe the door's open and we can see through the hallway.
Can we?
Yes, you can.
Oh. So we can
We
see
can't
people.
see anything in this hallway.
Nope.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So you can see where it came from. The door into the living quarters room is closed, so you can't see what's going on in the room, but you did hear shattering from the room. But you can't see what's going on in the room.
Okay. Well,
Now, to pause on that, real quick, we're going to go to Nizora. Nizora, are you there and are you ready?
Fuck yeah.
So, Nizora, as you're sleeping, you hear a voice in your ear. Nizora! Nizora! You've... Goddamned idiot! Nizora! Wake up, my disciple! Wake up! As you just hear, like, someone yelling in your ear, and roll perception check, Nizora.
Perception. Please. Wait. Maintain connection. Dirty 20.
So if a dirty 20, you wake up immediately. However, like, despite that, the god is saying he continues to speak into your ear as he says, I swear, if you don't wake up right now, I'm going to take my stick and I'm going to put it somewhere you don't like. Now wake up already. As like he just like you feel like a stick tapping you in the top of the head.
She would, even though like she's like awake, she would like very groggily like sit up. She'd be like, oh, what? I'm up. You know I'm up. What do you want?
I don't know, maybe for you not to die, as you suddenly watch this creature with the 3 heads that was nicknamed Star, the creature that was loyal to Cat. Now that Cat has left the base, you watch as this creature's eyes go from black to red, as it suddenly says, we no longer have a master. That means that we can do what we want. And I say we kill people. As suddenly this creature charges right towards you, Nizora, as it growls. Boom, boom, boom. As this ice monster is moving straight towards you. Zilvern and Raven are still asleep.
fuck are they sleeping through this? Anywho, what was I gonna? I'm guessing like she's like kind of sitting up. She's looking up at the monster. She's like, "You gotta be kidding me!" Do I roll like dexterity save or something to get out of the way?
So I'm actually gonna give you an action because of the god of sin waking you up in time. So what do you want to do?
Oh shit. Hold up. I wasn't prepared. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on.
It's okay, take your time. You can think about it. While you're thinking about it, we'll go back to Alice and Asher. So Alice and Asher, you've had a long rest. It's maybe about 7 to 8 in the morning. And as it's 7 to 8 in the morning, you find yourselves to be inside of this vault room. And as you're inside of the vault room, and this bat creature has disappeared, you hear a voice. A voice you haven't heard in a couple days now. Why, hello there. My 2 strongest servants. As you see a glowing light hover above the 2 of you. It's the goddess of light. How are you 2?
Alice like straightens up, like putting on like the perfect like demeanor, you know, like act like back to how she was like in the palace, in which she's like, you know, like standing up super straight, has like this like perfect smile on her face, and she'll like bow and be like, we are doing as well as we could be, goddess, although there's been many problems with our travels.
I may have said goddess of light. I meant to say goddess of
You
faith
did.
for clarity.
It's okay.
So goddess of faith for clarity. And I'm showing in the recording real quick what the goddess of faith looks like. Okay, here we go. So this is the goddess of faith. Anyway, back to what's going on. So basically, as you are speaking to the goddess of faith, she hovers and she says, I need you to return to the divine union as soon as possible. I've been receiving reports that a force is moving towards our borders. A force that is very unusual, filled with the undead.
I tried, but how do you suggest we leave this place? Like, talking about the abyss.
She says, I honestly have no idea. I don't know what your situation is. I haven't had time to watch you. This is my first time checking in.
Well, I want to like glance over at Asher. Is he reacting to any of this?
Asher is just watching her carefully as he has his hands in his pockets and he's not saying anything. As he's standing
I'll be like,
there.
well, we are in a bit of a situation as of now, and it seems that we have lost the help of the pirate crew that you've sent us with.
So as she hovers there and she looks at the 2 of you, she says, I don't really care of how you got here or what's going on now. All I care about is the fact that you need to return home. Her eyes kind of narrow as she looks at you and she says, Kivana has grown sick. She's dying. The Divine Union needs its princess, and it needs its strongest warrior, as it nods towards Asher. The 2 of you are needed back home, so do whatever is necessary to make that happen. Get home as soon as possible. And as she says this, her eyes kind of widen a bit as she looks at the vault. That vault. Fascinating. I didn't realize that the Carven Empire had it this entire time. As she looks into the vault. I take it back. I have a new goal for you. You must return home, but only after you acquire the seed.
And exactly what is this vault? As I gesture to it.
The goddess of faith, she hovers in front of it and then she lowers herself to her feet on the ground. And she moves, she places her hand on the vault and she casually opens it like nothing. And as she opens it, she says, "Inside, take the armor and the blade. Use the sword to get the seed. Destroy the tree of Ovelius and take the seed inside. That will be of a great asset to our country. Once it's done, return home. And if you manage to pull it off, then the moment that you step in front of me with that sword in your hand, Alice, I'll make you the new queen of the Divine Union. Good luck to you two. And by the way," as she suddenly, she materializes quickly through the air as she slams Asher against the wall, her arm into his neck. Asher gasps as he's having a hard time breathing, and her eyes, they look right into Asher's. "I know of the thoughts you have, Asher. You think that this sword could kill me. It couldn't. And even if it could, I'd kill you much faster than any swing of a blade. You are to obey Alice's orders, and if you go against me, in even the slightest of ways, my patience will not be as high as it always is. We're in a new time now," as she lets go of Asher, and Asher kind of gasps for air. "We're in a time now where we will become the leaders of the world."
We?
We indeed. All those who believe in me will rise to the top. Good luck to you, my dear. I'll see you home. As the goddess of faith, she just kind of disappears. She's gone as quickly as she came. And as she disappears, Asher kind of coughs. "I fucking hate that bitch. God."
Does he look hurt from it?
So you see what appears to be burn marks on his neck.
I'm gonna give him 5 lay on hands.
So you crouch over him and you cast lay on hands, and as you do, he looks up at you, and he's very surprised by this. And his eyes kind of they soften. "You know, the world really is going crazy when the person I hate is the only friend I got here."
Mm-hmm. I think you pass around the word friend a little too easily. But she's smirking. She heals him and then straightens back up.
"Yeah, well, maybe you're finally getting a backbone, royal brat princess," as he stands up on his own 2 feet. "Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take that sword," as he nods towards the sword in the room. I'm gonna post in Keynotes what the sword looks like.
No, she's taking that first. She'll be like, "Excuse me."
So I'll show you what the vault looks like. So this is what the vault looks like. Is you see a large variety of different things.
There's a bunch of stuff in here.
Yes, you see a lot of different stuff, but it's all just like money. Like a lot of gold, a lot of silver, different kinds of like jewels and necklaces, jewelry, stuff like that. But in terms of like magic items, you only see two things at the very back of the room. Both of them like glowing and hovering above what appears to be some kind of like magical stands. I'll post in keynotes what they look like.
Oh.
All right, in keynotes, I place what they look like. I'm gonna show it in the recording as well. Don't worry.
Hey, yo, that's sick. I need to draw Alice wearing that right now.
So this is the armor that she sees hovering inside the vault, and this sword as well.
Is there actually like fire and traps here too? Like...
Yes, that's all there. Yep. You see like fire shooting like on the walls, like.
Can I just use control flames to like get rid of the fire?
Yes, you can. But while that's going on, we're gonna go back to the others. So, Nizora, did you think about what you're gonna do?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Might
beautiful.
not work, but we're gonna try.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So she's gonna like get to her feet and she's gonna cast command. It's a wisdom saving throw 14.
So with a command, you cast command 14. Let me see if it passes.
Oh god.
For 13, it fails.
Good god. Okay. She's gonna like stand like her shoulders parallel with like this like giant ice thing barreling towards her, and she's gonna raise her hand and she's gonna point her finger down to the ground and she's gonna say, "Sit."
So the moment that you do, as you say that, you watch as one of the three skulls, it closes its eyes and says, "Sit." However, two other skulls' eyes are wide open as it keeps moving towards you.
Are you fucking okay?
I will give you the option if you want. You can cast command 3 times if you have the spell slots for it. That I will give you that option if you want to do that. But this creature,
Absolutely.
this creature has 3 different personalities to it.
Okay. I'll cast it 3 times. Oh wait, yeah, I can upcast it. Hold up. I'll do it the 3rd level.
All right.
Because I think, yeah.
All right. So the second one fails. The third one is a pass.
Oh! No!
Yeah. So what I will say is, so basically two of the skulls, like they close their eyes. However, the third skull is still active. But because of this, the creature is moving very slowly now. So slowly, in fact, that it's unable to attack. But its eyes stare right at you. And it says, "I will not be a prisoner the way that Bravin made me one. I won't. I won't."
Who
Please.
said you were be a prisoner? I will only harm you if you harm me. That is the way the world works.
It looks at you in pain. Roll Arcana check.
Okay. Arcana. Oh no. 3, or that's not 1.
So you're not able to tell what's going on. All you know is that you see what appears to be ice flakes wrap around the room. And as ice flakes wrap around the room... Oh, wait. You probably couldn't hear that here. I'll do it one more time. So you see ice flakes wrap around the room. And you see ice flakes wrap around the room. The creature, it gets on his knees and it begins to glow. And as it glows, the god of sin, it speaks to you. It says, "You need to leave this room now. That creature's going to explode in 6 seconds."
Oh shit. Are the Raven and Zilvern still asleep?
Let me roll to see. So, Raven is awake. Zilvern is asleep. However, Raven is awake, but she's like on the ground and she's staring at the creature in shock. She's too scared to get up on her feet. She's too scared.
Okay. What would Nizora do? Fuck. Hold up. I need to think of this. She's gonna like. I'm trying to think. Fuck it. She's gonna like rush over, like right over here. She's gonna grab. Can I grab both Raven and Zilvern? And like, can I drag them towards Calvista's office?
So,
Didn't I go through?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Repeat the question. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh no, I thought I didn't go through. My bad. Can I run over to like right about here and grab both Zilvern and Raven and kind of drag them to Calvista's office?
Yes, absolutely. So you go over and you grab Raven and Zilvern. However, you're going to have to roll a strength check. And I'm going to warn you, as the DM, that if you try to carry both of them and you're not strong enough, you're going to blow up with them.
What's my bonus action? Hold on. Ooh, hold up. No, that's the wrong thing. Fuck. Okay. What if I just grab one of them?
If you grab one of them, then if you grab one of them, then that's a good question. So here's what I'll do. Here's how we'll do this, okay? So here's my ruling on this. If you try to carry them, if you try to carry one, then if you fail in carrying that person, so either way, you're gonna roll a dex check. If you try carrying one person, I'll keep the dex check flat. If you try carrying two people, I'm giving you disadvantage.
Okay.
And if your strength check is high enough, I'm gonna say here. I'll even make the standard even more clear for you. A rare time in which I'll tell you the DC. The DC for this, I'm gonna make it for. They're both like, they're both basically not like, they're both kind of skinny. So I'm gonna say the DC for this is 15. If you get a 15 or higher, I won't make you roll a dex check. But if you do not get a 15 or higher, then I'm gonna make you roll a dex check. And yes, it's strength. So to answer the person in chat, yes, I meant to say strength. And another thing to consider when you're listening to these recordings, I tend to do my own rules sometimes. It just depends. I do DM rules. I'm not always strictly to the book. I like to do my own rules sometimes. That being said, Nizora, go ahead and roll a strength check.
Hold on, I'm doing a little prayer real quick. Ooh, okay. Strength. 16!
A 16! So Nizora, you grab Zilvern and Raven, and the God of Sin, he's speaking to you in your ear as he says, "What a pointless task. Why are you always trying to be the hero?" And as he says this, you hear Vex's voice in your ear. You hear Vex telling you that if you can save a life, you gotta try. As you grab Zilvern and you grab Raven, and you manage to pull them both with you. Raven is still in shock, her eyes wide open but not moving. As you drag both of them, your muscles swell as you continue dragging them both out of the room. You manage to jump out of the room with Raven and Zilvern by your sides. And as you do, I'm gonna add extra flavor and say the door closes behind you, and you just hear a boom as ice shoots everywhere in the room, but you're completely fine, taking no damage.
I continue my streak of taking no damage. Let's go. So I'm guessing like she's like because it was like by the skin of her teeth, or by skin of my teeth, basically. Like the door, she's like leaning against the door, and she still has like her hands like gripping the backs of their clothing. I don't know if they have shirts or dresses, doesn't matter. Like, she's still gripping them, and she's, like, leaning against the door, like, panting for breath. And then she, like, finally lets go of them. Is, Zilvern still asleep?
So Zilvern, she's woken up. And as she's woken up, she looks at you and she says, what exactly is going on?
Nizora, because I'm guessing, like, there's a bunch of adrenaline from nearly dying. She's gonna look over. She's gonna ignore what Zilvern says, and she's gonna look right at Raven, and she's gonna, like, look down at her and absolutely slap the shit out of her.
So you slap Raven, and as you slap her, do I have a slap sound effect? Let's see. Yes, I do. So you... Here, to make it better.
Yeah.
So you slap her right across the face as she kind of screams, ow! Why'd you slap me?
You do that again, and you will not be alive the next time that happens. Do you understand me? Grow pair balls, or you will die. You understand?
Raven begins to cry tears as she says, I don't want this. I just want Hector here. Where are you, Father? Please, Father! First Calvista, and now this. Father! I need you, Father! And as she's like crying that out loud, Zilvern, she stands up and she immediately goes into her warrior persona as she swings her spear around and she stands beside you as she looks at you and she says, I owe you my life, Nizora. I am at your command. I serve both you and Iris now. As she stands like ready to serve.
Fuck yeah. You know what? Hell yeah. Nizora's gonna give her like a curt nod. Cause like she knows that Zilvern will be like fine. When she looks down at Raven, she's like, you'll die if you continue to depend on other people like this. And she crouches down to Raven, like eye to eye. She's like, you're weak. Stop being weak.
Roll.
And then she'll turn.
Do you? No, it's okay. Do you want to roll persuasion or intimidation?
No, let's do a little intimidation.
All right, intimidation. Also, give yourself a token of inspiration. Very good performance.
My first inspiration from roleplay. Oh, and that's a dirty 20.
All right, so Raven, she's just on the ground shaking, and like she's scared as like tears are rolling down her eyes, and you've intimidated her as she just kind of remains there being useless. Meanwhile, Zilvern, she stands beside you, and she's ready to go. And as you step out of the room, you hear what appears to be a shatter sound that came from Percy's spell. You hear the shatter sound, and as you look across the hall, you see Gwen and Iris both running side by side down the hall. You see Gwen and Iris both standing in the hall in the middle there as well. Do you say anything to them?
Like she'll meet up with them. She'll run over them, leaving Raven behind. And she's like, "What's going on? What do you know?"
As you get to them and Zilvern sees Iris, Zilvern gets on one knee, kneeling to Iris as she says, "Forgive me, Iris, but I now serve you and Nizora."
Oh. Well. Good then. And then she would look at Nizora and say, I don't know anything, I just heard a sound. Do you want to go check it out?
Nizora would Oh my god.
Oh, there's a big bat, though. We know that.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, well, I am also bleeding. But
is she bleeding? Like, is she actively bleeding?
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, I am definitely bleeding.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so it depends. So if you had said that you wanted to stop the bleeding, then I would have told you to roll a medicine check. But you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that you're still bleeding. However, it's just bite marks, so it's not too bad. So I won't make you take any more damage, but you are bleeding as of right now.
I did ask in chat, can I use healing word on myself?
Oh, okay. So in the future, just say it verbally, like, you know,
Well,
because
you guys were busy. I'm
no,
sorry.
I understand.
It's
It's okay. Sometimes I look at chat, but sometimes I don't notice. So just say it verbally.
Mhm.
You can say it after or whenever. But my bad. So in that case, go ahead, cast healing word on yourself.
Oh, I can? Okay.
Alright, cool. So no more bleeding.
Yes, she's
Um,
so to be clear, she did it before she went to the hallway. So she wouldn't have been bleeding when you saw her in the first place.
Okay, cool. That was just me being like, okay, do I have to use healing word now? Because I was basically just gonna clap my hand around her neck and be like, do I have to do everything? Basically, just that. That's what I was gonna do.
So as the four of you are gathered in this hallway and you're moving towards the room that you heard the shattering sound, suddenly you all two other things happen. First off, or actually no, sorry, correction, one thing happens. Alice, she gets into the vault and she does something which triggers a glowing purple appearance. So let's cut to Alice real quick. So Alice, are you ready?
What am I doing?
So Alice, you managed to control flame, making the traps, the fire traps disappear. Asher begins like running towards where the sword and armor is. What are you doing?
I mean, she would be ahead of him, like she would be using control flames as she's like going through.
So like as you're going through, Asher's like following behind you, and he says, "I am a lot more experienced than you are, Royal Brat. Let me take the weapons. You know I'll be better with them."
Huh, better? Excuse me, who is it that had to save who in this place?
Are you kidding me? I could easily take on that thing. You were the reason I couldn't fight it. I had to worry about protecting your spoiled ass.
Sorry, again, who was just pinned to a wall and who came in here bleeding and needing healing when they first came into this place?
Are you kidding me? I think you had a bit better luck than I have. Luck doesn't mean skill.
Luck? You call it luck. Okay, yeah, just blame it on luck. Or bad luck, as you say, of how you got in whatever situation you were in. See, I rely on myself, not on luck.
Are you really gonna make me have to beat you to get those weapons? Because I will. I'm not against hitting a lady.
You can try.
Asher like keeps moving along next to Alice, and he says, I'm also not against hitting a princess. So how about you just move the flame so I can get in front? As Asher keeps running along next to you.
She's gonna purposely make one of the flames like hit him.
So you move the flame towards Asher, and the moment that you do, Asher, he stands and he also casts Control Flames as you watch him catch the fire in his hand, and he says,
"Oh, hey, look! So you can do something."
That was really rude, and I don't appreciate it. As he flicks the fire at your feet, as you feel a burn sensation at your feet.
Says she like doesn't even flinch. She's like, says the one threatening to hit a princess.
Roll a con save.
5.
So you actually do feel something as the fire like kind of goes at your feet.
Like, it hurts, but she's not reacting. Like, she's not letting him get to her.
Well, let me decide that.
What?
So you feel the fire and it like hits your feet and you feel a bit of pain. However, you manage to stifle yourself from yelling. But despite that, you begin to misstep a little bit as Asher suddenly runs up towards you. Because of you getting hurt by the fire, roll a concentration. Roll for concentration. Con check.
Con check or save?
Save, my bad. Con save.
Oh, yeah, that's an 8.
So you lose focus of your, like, you're not able to use your control flame spell right now as you suddenly find yourself to be falling towards the floor. However, as you're falling, Asher curses under his breath as he runs forward and he grabs you by your wrist, lifting you back up, and the two of you get past the fires as you're now at the end of the vault and you're standing in front of the
She's gonna shove him back and be like, "Do not touch me."
He like steps back and puts his hands up. I, 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 I was saving your life.
Saving after what you did? attacking me and then claiming you're helping me? Stay
threw
away from me.
I threw a little fire at your feet. It's not that big a deal.
Hmm. And you're the one talking about me taking low blows.
Last I checked, you threw fire at my face, princess. You didn't seem too worried about what happened to me if it hit.
You're right, and I'm not worried about what happens if you hit. But then don't go pretending to save me afterwards.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe I don't want you dead? That maybe in this whole goddamn place, and not just the Abyss, but the whole fucking world, maybe I hate you the least. You ever think about that in that thick-headed brain of yours?
That's kind of sad considering how much I hate you.
When you say that to him, he steps back, and he kind of looks away. Well, if that's true, then I guess you don't need any. My goodness, I guess you don't need my help after all. As Asher begins to walk away, and he walks through the vault, controlling the flames away from him as he keeps walking away.
Wait, is he walking deeper in the vault, or out of the vault, or what?
Out of the vault.
Oh, okay, yeah. She'll just keep walking in without him.
All right. So as you walk up to the magical items, you hear a voice. It says, "Those who wield me must be chosen. If you try to wield me and you are not meant for the blade, then you will feel the pain of the unworthy."
Creepy. She like says that out loud. Is it just the blade talking, or is it the armor too?
So the blade says that, and then as you look towards the armor, it says, "Do not worry, I am much more friendly than the blade. But I should warn you, I'll be constantly lecturing you about pushing away someone who cares for you so deeply. That Asher man is not like anyone else I've ever seen in this vault before."
She's gonna walk away and leave the armor and sword there.
All right. So you walk away and you leave the vault, leaving the armor and sword there. And as you do, there's a purple flash goes throughout the vault. A purple flash goes throughout the entire vault as some kind of like purple beam blasts through. And all it does is make some kind of glowing light. And as it makes a glowing light, Gwen, Iris, Nizora, and Silver, and you all can see this purple flash. Like, it kind of moves through the halls as you see a purple flash. And you hear a voice. It says, "The vault is open. Claim us."
I just grab the gold that's in here and leave.
So when you move for the gold, you realize that the gold is not normal gold. All the gold has Carven Empire symbols on it. And you would know that Carven Empire currency is worthless.
Oh. Great. She'll just walk out then. Like, there's nothing in here that she wants anymore.
You do find multiple pieces of jewelry, which appears to be very expensive, though.
I don't think I'm about to find where to sell it. I guess she'll take it and just pocket it.
So what I'd say is you find 2 golden necklaces and 1 wedding ring.
She'll just put it in her bag.
All right. Make sure to mark that on your sheet.
Yeah, I will. Okay.
So Alice, you exit the vault. You walk out as Asher keeps walking ahead. And as Asher walks ahead, he continues moving through the halls. Meanwhile, Alice, you're moving as well. So cutting back to Nizora.
Wait, can we leave here now, or are we blocked in?
That's a very good question. I completely forgot. Thank you for reminding me. So yes, you are still stuck in the entrance room.
Oh.
So let me see.
She'll be on the opposite side from it as Asher, like staying as far away from it as possible.
Asher's very annoyed as he just kind of like looks down, and the two of you are sitting across from each other in the room. Meanwhile, we go to Nizora, Gwen, and Iris. You see this purple flash, and you hear shattering going on in living quarters. What are you guys doing?
You said in what quarters? The living quarters?
Yes, where Percy is.
Okay. I guess we should we should head over there. Percy's sleeping in there, isn't she?
But what about that weird voice?
Do you want to gamble the life of our party member or a voice? She's not gonna wait for Gwendolyn to respond. She's gonna start marching over to the living quarters.
All right. Nizora begins marching towards the living quarters, and as you do, you continue to hear some kind of snarling sound from the room. Gwen and Iris, what are you guys doing?
I'll follow, but I'm still going, while following Nightmare.
All right. Iris, what are you doing?
Is the flash in front of my face?
Yes. So,
what?
So it's kind of hard to describe in words, but
Yeah.
like this purple light shines throughout the hall.
Oh, okay. So kind of like it's lit up.
Yes, and it appears to be
Okay.
it appears to be leading towards the vault where Alice is.
Okay. All right. Oh God.
So you
And-
yeah, so you have options. You can hide somewhere, you can follow Gwen and Izora, or you can go to the vault.
Oh gosh. This voice is asking me to go to the vault, right? Or
Yes.
saying,
It's saying
oh God.
come to the vault, claim me.
Oh no. Because I went to the vault before, and I had a mental note, or she had a mental note in her head, okay, I'm gonna go back later, and I would go to the vault.
All right. So, with that being said, Iris, she begins moving towards the vault. Now, let's go back to what was going on with this bat creature that Percy was dealing with. So, Iris, you begin moving towards the vault. Percy, let's get back to you. This creature is on its knees as it takes to shatter badly. However, despite that, the creature begins to... let me roll. Actually, no. He would take an... Percy, roll initiative.
Oh, okay. 14. Not bad, not evil.
Let me roll for the creature.
I just need him to roll
18.
worse. Oh, okay.
So if an 18, this creature, this bat creature, it uses an action to get back on its feet. And after it gets back on its feet, it looks at you, but it decides to ignore you as it turns its attention towards the people paralyzed. It moves towards Balava. Actually, no, correction. It moves towards Sire, and as it moves towards Sire, it crouches, and it puts its mouth. You watch as he opens his mouth, and as his mouth opens up, You hear that familiar sound. So you hear this sound as the creature suddenly... And you watch as he suddenly devours her entire head right there. Sire's entire head is devoured by this bat creature. Her head is missing from her neck as she lays there lifeless. Her body begins to flinch and move up a little bit like a cockroach. But quickly, her body catches the message. She's dead. The creature turns as it's munching on that first dead woman. And as it munches on the first dead woman, he uses his third attack to move his attention towards Ovis as he hovers his head over Orvis's head, and he opens his mouth and he eats Ovis's head off his body as well. And just like that, Ovis is dead as well. 2 people dead and devoured by this bat creature. Meanwhile, Percy, it's your turn now. What do you want to do as you've seen 2 people devoured by this creature?
know what to. I don't know what to do. Okay. Okay. So, what's her faces? Revan and Tall now. They're not like dead, right?
So no, Revan and Tall now, they are alive. They're paralyzed, but they're alive.
Cool.
You don't know how long the paralysis will last.
I just don't. I can't afford to waste a turn. So I know it's useless asking. If I was to, let's say, I don't know, a defibrillator, would that get them out of said paralysis?
It's possible. I can't say. What I will allow you to do is I will allow you to choose one of the skills to roll to determine that for free. But you have to choose the skill.
I don't. It what's I'm like looking at him. Would perception count as like a?
I would say yes. So to make it easier on you,
okay.
I'd say it would be between perception, insight, or investigation.
I'm gonna go with perception.
Or medicine. Medicine would be an option as well.
I'm gonna go with perception. Please. That's a 11, but I want to use yeah, I'm gonna use the inspo. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna re-roll that perception. That's a 17. That's better.
So if a 17, you're able to see that this paralysis, it's affecting their nervous system. You watch as they're kind of trying to move their fingers, but it doesn't look right. And you feel in your core that an electricity spell will snap them out of it. So what do you want to do?
Okay, question. If I was to cast an electricity spell, could I decide to like make it not hurt as much as it should?
What I would do,
I don't want to kill them.
So what I would do is I'd make you roll an Arcana check to see how well your mastery of the spell is, and I'll even tell you that the DC for this would be, I'll make it an 11. If you roll an 11 or higher on Arcana, then you won't hurt them.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Okay. It's not. I don't want to be meta, but I don't have good Arcana, so that's why I worry.
It's okay.
But,
you do whatever you want. You're all good.
Okay, fuck it. You only live once. Arcana. I want to see if the. Ooh. No, that's not enough feet. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm looking at all my spells.
It's okay.
I have this thing called Thunder Wave, which is a 15-foot cube. So I'm going to cast that, and hopefully, let's see, Arcana. It's a 12. So I'm going to cast Thunder Wave on everyone in the room, basically.
So with a 12, Percy, you summon yourself the power of your blood as you cast this spell. You cast Thunder Wave, and as you do, you feel that you're barely controlling it. But despite this, you're able to pull it off as you all hear. And as you hear this thunder, everyone in the room suddenly gurgitates as the paralysis turns off. All of them are now free to move again.
Yes. Do I have a thingy? Sorry. Would. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it. I'm not do anything.
All right, very well done. And so everyone is now awake. Meanwhile, as this is going on, Nizora and Gwen, Zilvern is running along beside you as you manage to get to the room. Nizora, how do you open the door? Are you kicking it in or you open it? What are you doing, Nizora?
Oh, you know me. I'm kicking that shit down.
So Nizora, she moves in and she slams her boot right into the door. Roll strength check, good Nizora.
Okay, I'm going directly on the knob.
All right.
So let me just strength.
Oh,
So with a nat 20, you just kick that fucking doorknob in. The doorknob is kicked in. It flies off the handle, and you watch as the door just opens completely right in front of you. It looks perfect. It looks immaculate. It looks like some movie shit as you just kick the door in, and you're standing there as you're watching Percy. Percy, who's currently on one knee, desperately using magic against this bat creature. You see blood gushing down its mouth as you see two headless bodies in front of him. Meanwhile, you see everyone else slowly getting back onto their feet. And as they are, Tall now smirks as he says, Nizora, it's about time you got here. Another warrior to add to the fight against the beast. As Tall now stares at the bat creature and he grips his longsword ready to fight.
It's like, sorry, I had to deal with this ice giant who's about to explode. But I am here!
Tall now just yells, says, yes! You're here and I'm here! We're fucking here! As Tall now just yells this out loud. Gwen, you see everything going on in front of you inside the room. Zilvern stands beside you as well. Nizora and Gwen, both of you roll initiative.
Fuck yeah. I love my rolls this session. I love them. Never mind, I hate them. It's a 9.
Would it be too greedy to say that the thunder wave did damage to the bat guy, or nah?
I'm going to say no because unfortunately, you are focusing on making it non-hurtful. So no.
Yeah. All right, bet.
All right, so with that being said, after Percy does her turn, unfortunately, we're at the beginning of initiative and the bat creature still has a turn. It growls and screams as it speaks in a low voice. I need to clean the nest before father gets here. I need to clean the nest before father gets here. I need to clean you. As his eyes stare right at Nizora. Your blood is the coldest in here. I must kill you first. As the creature ignores everyone else and begins moving straight towards Nizora. Boom, boom. As it moves towards Nizora, Percy, you get an opportunity attack.
Oh, okay. I am gonna do Thunder Wave again, which is a con save.
I got
14.
you. Meanwhile, Revan, so Callum and Emma are too scared to do anything, but Revan gets opportunity attack as well. So let me roll for Revan. So if an 18, Revan misses, unfortunately. Now, what was the save, Percy?
Oh!
Remind me.
Sorry, 14.
No, you're good. It fails.
Woo! Lovely. Oh wait, hold on, let me...
Can I add a reaction to a reaction?
I'm gonna say yes.
That I cast Channel Divinity and War God's Blessing, adding +10 bonus to the attack roll.
To avoid confusion for you. Oh, an attack roll. Okay, perfect. Okay, go for it. Go. Slay, Percy, slay.
Go, Percy, go! I'm blessing you! Get blessed!
Wait, for moi?
So she's adding 10 damage to whatever damage you roll.
Oh, yo! So, okay, fun fact, I accidentally hit Thunderclap, but then when I did Thunderwave, I got the same amount of damage, which was 9, plus the 10, so that's a 19 thunder damage total to this guy.
Doesn't he have vulnerability to thunder damage?
Yes, he does.
So, would that be 19 plus 19?
Yes, it would.
So that would be 38 damage.
So you deal 38 damage as the creature yells in even more pain than before. Like you watch as his ears are bleeding, and not only that, but he's knocked prone again because of the shock of the sounds as he falls to his knees and he screams. However, unfortunately, he uses a reaction in anger of what's going on. You watch as he makes his wings close in on his body, and you watch as what appears to be blood spikes shoot out of his wings. Now, Zora, Gwen, Percy, make a dex save. Everyone in the room's gonna make a dex save. I'm gonna roll for everybody. I'm gonna roll once for the NPCs.
And 21.
So the NPCs pass.
Oh, I don't. That's a 6.
So Nizora and Gwen both fail. Percy passes.
Oh wait, I wanna use Dark One's own luck, so I can add a D10 to my roll.
Very nice.
Because my patron
roll
things.
Very nice.
+5, so 17.
All right, so you managed to pass. So what happens for Gwen is as this spike's moving towards it, it looks like it's about to slam right into her chest. However, you're able to use a spell, and this spell makes it to where the spike moves a little bit lower, more towards your right arm as it grazes you a bit. Let me roll damage. So if you failed, you take 26. If you passed, you take 13.
26 damage for me.
The NPCs pass, so I'm gonna do the 13 damage for them. So they're all still alive, but they're all injured badly. Except for the people in the best shape right now is Tall Now and Revan. The rest of them are not really fighters, so they're very weak right now. Like they're all very badly injured. As they're all badly injured, the Nightwing creature like snarls and yells after the spikes get shot out from its back. Meanwhile, it's now Zilvern's turn. As Zilvern, she walks up and her metal pole, it begins to glow. And as it glows, she says, "It feels good to be able to serve a woman of power," as she spins the pole left and right. "And do not worry, for I am a woman of power myself. You won't forget my name by the time this is over." As she moves in quick, and she does a double tap attack against the bat creature. Let me roll to see if it hits. The pole begins to glow green as she's using an enhanced poison pole as she slaps it against the creature. The first attack misses, but the second one hits as she slaps it right into his face. Let me roll damage. So she deals max damage, 24, as she smacks it right across the face hard. And not only does she smack it across the face, some of the poison off of the pole actually manages to get into his left eye. And you watch as the creature begins to roar in pain. I'm going to roll to see if he passes the con save. With a 14, he passes. So he doesn't go blind, but he does take damage from the poison. So he takes an additional 4 damage. So 28 damage total as he screams in pain at what's going on. And with that being said, we now cut back to Iris. I believe Iris is not able to participate anymore, or is that not true?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, then I'm good.
Awesome. All right, Percy. So, Percy, let's get to you. So you move towards the vault, and when you get there, you move through a room of 4 kids. All 4 of them kind of like cowering in the room and like really scared. Like all of them move towards you, and they all kind of like surround you, and they say, "Pretty lady, are you here to protect us?"
Why am I in this room? What? I thought I was going to the vault. Why did I go in this room?
Well, this is one of the ways to get there, and yeah, you didn't specify which way you wanted to get to the vault room. If you want, we can roll a dice to determine which path you take, or yeah. Then again,
no, it's just I was like.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, this. I'm assuming she doesn't know this place very well, so she wouldn't really. She's just trying to remember her way back to the vault.
No, for sure.
And so now she's in a room with children.
Yeah, so they're hugging you and like they're saying they're like, are you gonna protect us? Are you here to protect us?
Well, she's looking around still for which room to go in to get, or which door to go out of to get to the vault, and I guess whichever one she thinks is the right one.
So like,
we'll
so like,
do like.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, she's just gonna like kind of. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to like fill in the gap of what you're trying to say. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. Well, she's gonna like go raise her arms up, kind of like trying to keep it away from the kids. Like she's a little like keeping her arms to herself, looking towards the door and like kind of shuffling away. Like, no. Sorry, very busy. Try to keep these kids away from her.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that earlier. I was confused on what you were doing. My bad. Sorry about that. So like as you're like kind of like shooing as you're shooing the kids away, you move towards the vault room where Alice is, and like the kids all kind of like call out for you, but they back off and they leave you alone as you manage to get to the vault room. And as you finally get there, you're now standing in what appears to be a bunch of rocky rubble in front of you. And as you stand there in front of the rubble, the moment that your feet enter into the room, the entire floor begins to glow this yellow light. And as the entire floor begins to glow a yellow light, the vault room behind you, Alice, it begins to glow. As you hear a voice, it says, "A Janashi is here." You hear that voice from the armor, and as the armor says that, the rubble, all the rubble that was in front of you, it all melts into dust in the ground. And just like that, you're no longer trapped, as you see Iris standing in front of you, confused as to what just happened herself.
Alice is just gonna be like, good luck with that, and then just like run faster, like trying to put distance between her and Asher.
All right. So like as you're
Iris is like, what?
as you're running, Asher would like run up behind you, and he'd say, "Alice, wait! I'm sorry about earlier. All right, I was just frustrated. I'm sorry."
Should have thought of that before you're insulting me and then attacking me and then getting mad for me defending myself.
I was acting that way because I'm scared, okay? Did you have a god threaten you? A god almost strangle you? You heard what she said. She wants the whole world under her boot. I know you don't want that. I know that you're better than that, but that doesn't change the fact that she can control us. I'm scared that you're gonna end up just like her. I'm scared that the person that I think you are, you're not gonna be who I think you are. That doesn't excuse the way I was earlier, and I'm sorry. I'm just scared, okay? You know, for a moment when we were trapped in there, and we didn't have to worry about the world or our country, I actually liked talking to you. And I'd like to keep that. You don't have to like me, but I'm asking you to at least tolerate me. I don't have anyone else to talk to right now, and I'd appreciate a friend. Asher says this like he has his hands up, like he's speaking very sincerely right now. And for the first time, you see him like sounding like really vulnerable right now.
Again, you're throwing around this friend term very loosely, and if you really think I'm gonna turn out to that, as she's like referring to the goddess, then you should stay far away from me.
He shakes his head. I think I'll do the opposite, because I know that you won't end up like that. And whatever world
Do you? Because you just said you thought I would.
Yeah, well, you had a chance of taking power in there and you didn't take it. So consider me the asshole, as you already do, I know, but now I agree with you. I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I won't doubt you again, and you don't have to believe me, but I'm gonna help you. You can kill me in the process if you want. I'm fine with that, but I'm gonna help you.
How many
Because,
times do I have to tell you I do not want your help?
well, you got it anyway. I'm not like Davis. I'm not a good guy. I do what I want, and if you want to stop me, then you're gonna have to kill me. But I promise you, it's not that easy. Or you can help me get what you want, and forget about me afterwards.
I don't want your help, nor am I ever going to help you. And again, don't you better never bring up Davis's name again. Ever.
Understood. Where to next, princess?
She just kind of like rolls her eyes at him and like ignores him. As did she hear any of like the sounds that went on earlier?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, she would just walk in that direction then, like ignoring him.
All right. Asher would follow along. What are you doing, Iris? No worries, Iris. Here, I'll tell you what. Realistically, no, you're all good, Iris. So realistically, I was gonna keep session going on later tonight, but a lot has gone on, and since we're gonna be doing, so that reminds me, real quick announcement. From now on, we're gonna be doing Saturdays instead of Fridays. So we're gonna be doing Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time from now on for sessions. So we're gonna be doing Saturdays 1 p.m. Eastern time. And that will give us a lot more time and leeway towards doing longer sessions. So we'll be doing a much longer session next weekend. But I'm going to say this is the end of this session. All in all, it was a very crazy session. Some players got more spotlight than others. Sorry about that. I usually would even out better, but we didn't have too much time this time around. But that's okay. So with that being said, What will Percy do about her master being so cold and heartless and disappearing like that, and her using magic now? How will Nizora and Gwen handle this horrifying scene before them as they join against this monster that's already killed 3 people? How will Alice handle the fact that the goddess of faith wants her to destroy the tree and take the seed and bring it back to her? And how will she handle Asher following along behind her, who she claims to hate, but at the end of it all, he's there for her, at least as best as he can be at this moment. He's damaged himself, I would say. And how will Iris handle the vault being open right before her very eyes? Will she go help the others, or will she go and claim treasures? And what will Sybil do now that she's tied up in the doctor's room during all this commotion? All in all, that is the end of session 40 of the Chronicles of Dolores. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for playing. And most importantly, thank you so much for being a part of the story. You all have an amazing night, and I'll see you next week. That is the end of session 40.